Hi, Dinny here, and I thought I'd just share a little bit of the story of where Crypto with Dinny came about from, and my motivation, my backstory. So initially, I suppose I came from a poor family. I witnessed my parents both work really hard, but we always struggled for money. We never had enough. My dad worked for himself, and he worked 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. pretty much every day of the week, 6 days a week, and yet money was still a problem. So my dream, my goal, I remember as a kid fantasizing about it all the time, was just get rich so my parents don't have to worry about money, so I could look after them. And I suppose that maybe motivated me into early entrepreneurship. And my first business, although I had many jobs before this, my first business was when I was 8 years of age. Where I grew up, we were surrounded by golf courses, and they have lakes on them. So the golfers would hit the balls in the lake. I had a pair of waders and a little stick thing for fishing out the golf balls. I'd wade into the lakes, I'd collect all the golf balls, I would take them home, I'd scrub them with a brush, make them all clean and looking nice again, and then I'd bring them to the golf clubs. They'd sell them back to the golfers, and the golfers hit them in the lake again. And that was my little business model. And I worked that business from when I was 8 years of age till almost 15 years of age. And it was fantastic. Life moved on, and I fell into the trap where I'd done the thing that we all sort of instinctively end up doing. Is I got a job and I started working hard to save money. And I found after a period of years of working hard and saving money, I wasn't getting rich. In fact, I was still poor. I was having all the same money troubles, and but I just kept doing it anyway. Maybe I was crazy, but I didn't realize at the time what I was doing. I didn't know any other way, I suppose. I had a bad back accident a couple of years later. A very bad back accident. I ended up in a hospital bed, staring at the ceiling, going, please God, please just fix my spine. Give me one more chance at this. I'll look after myself better. And I suppose that journey, that experience, today I'll say that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me in my life, because it pivoted me. It changed the way I am today. It allowed me to become the man I am today. It changed the direction of my life. And by going through that experience, surgeons were saying, Danny, your life's going to have to change. You're not going to be able to do this, that, and the other. At best, we'll hopefully get you out of this pain, and we'll get you walking with a limp. And that makes you reassess what's important in life. Material things aren't important anymore. What's important is, well, getting out of pain for one, but what's important is just having your health and spending your time with people you love, doing fun things. So it was an amazing experience that allowed me to realize what's really important in life and to focus on them things. Now, the journey of rehabilitation, initially I didn't want to take responsibility for it. I was like, surgeons fix me. And after my second surgery on my spine, it was apparent, right then, you're going to have to get involved in this. You're going to have to take ownership for this. So I took ownership. I took extreme ownership for my rehabilitation and my injury. And I got so much involved, I actually qualified as a physical therapist along the journey of rehab, and a personal trainer, just to learn more about the human body. I had no interest in giving people physio. I just wanted to learn more so I could fix myself and rehab myself. And along that journey, I did manage to rehab myself. It took a couple of years, but eventually, after a couple of years, I went from broken back, lying in the hospital bed, to finishing an Ironman triathlon. Now, an Ironman triathlon is almost a 4 kilometre swim, a 180 kilometre bike ride, like Dublin to Galway, and then a full marathon after that, and it's all non-stop and you do it as quick as you can. So I was so proud of myself after that, and I was like, okay, look what you've achieved, and you've gone to broken back to Ironman. But what I found as well, changed in my life, is that not only had I became super fit and healthy, but I was a different person. I had more energy, I had more motivation, I had much more confidence and self-belief and drive. And I was like, this is awesome. And I decided, right, I'm going to create a fitness business, because this is something I'm really passionate about. It's had an amazing impact on my life. And I had a broken back and I healed that. So if Paddy needs to lose 3 stone, that's easy, let's go. And I created my fitness business 13 years ago. It's called Dinnys Fitness. It still runs today, although I don't work in the business. I'm the CEO of the business, I'm the owner of the business. It's a super successful business, and we've transformed thousands of lives locally in Dublin. So fitness was something that I became really passionate about. And what I like to say to people is, no matter where you are on your financial journey or your journey right now, and I don't say this to boast or brag, but to motivate, I'm like, well, I was behind you. I'm pretty sure I was behind you because I was living in a mobile home. I had no money and I had a broken back. So that was, for me, that was sort of what I call rock bottom and where I started from. When I started Dinnys Fitness, it taught me, about running a business. And when it comes to running a business, you just have to learn how to invest, how to allocate your time, and about return on investment. And I suppose that journey over the last 13 years, I invested into myself, I invested into my business, I invested into assets. When I look at all the assets that are available in the world, it became apparent along that journey from reading books on how to get rich, which was always my motivation. Financial freedom was what I wanted to achieve. So I'd read books from all these investors and it became apparent. Getting a job and saving money will not make you rich, Dinny. Getting a job and saving money will not make you financially free to be able to go and spend time with your family and do fun stuff. You must learn to get a job and invest, or start a business and invest. So I learned about investing and I started investing. I was heavily invested into business, that was my main asset class, but also into various different assets. And then of course, crypto and Bitcoin being an asset class, I learned about that. And then as I went deeper down the rabbit hole, it's like, oh my God, we're all on the journey of financial freedom. Bitcoin and crypto is the most powerful, highest performing asset class that there is. This is how you retire early. I will focus deeply on this because I'm a first principles thinker and I always focus on what gives me the biggest return. That's where I focus my time on. That's what I always do in my business, with my rehab, with any of my sporting endeavors. First principles. So I went headfirst into crypto and Bitcoin, and I invested a lot of my money because of I've built a couple of businesses, and I know that it's all about return on investment. When I was poor, I focused on the price of things. But when you learn to be an investor, you focus only on return on investing. If something is free and only costs you your time, but you get no result, well, that's bad. If something costs 10,000 euros and costs you your time and delivers 100,000 euros, well, that's a much better investment than the free thing. So armed with that information, I went to the best minds in crypto and I paid them a lot of money to teach me everything they knew. And what that done for me, this was years ago, what that done for me, I also invested tens of thousands of my hours into my education. But what that done for me was, it gave me personally a lot of success with my own personal investing portfolio. And I soon realized, this is the vehicle that people are looking for. This is something I'm super passionate about. Well, why don't I do this? I suppose Crypto with Dinny came from me putting out a couple of videos, people asking for more information, then people wanted, Dinny teach me this, so I put a workshop together and then that would go really well, people have amazing results, and that's sort of where we are today. We evolved. I was like, well, it's something I'm passionate about, let's do this for a couple of years, let's just teach people, let's help people get the success I've got. This is the vehicle that people are looking for. And not only that, it's bigger than that and it's bigger than me. Yes, Bitcoin will make you rich, crypto will retire you early, whatever. Bitcoin and crypto, no. Bitcoin changes our world for the better. Okay, crypto, we're not so sure. It's venture capital, we'll see what happens. We'll just get rid of that, sorry. Bitcoin changed our world for the better. And I won't go on a Bitcoin rant here right now because I know it's meant to be about Dinny and I'm going to wrap this up in 2 minutes. But working on Bitcoin is amazing because it's always great to be on something that's bigger than yourself, something that you're passionate about, because you can bring high energy to it. But a simple example is half of the adult population of the world is unbanked. In this modern era, look at me and how fortunate I am. I thought living in a mobile home I was poor. I don't know what being poor is. I don't know what struggling is. Okay, but half of the adult population of the world is unbanked and can't get basic financial services to drag themselves out of that poverty trap that they were just born into by luck of where they happen to be born. Okay, Bitcoin fixes this. In El Salvador, the IMF, our regular banking system, banked 30% of the population in 40 years. 40 years. But Bitcoin, in 4 months, banked another 30% of the population and changed their lives for the better. So working on Bitcoin is something I'm super passionate about, to be involved in the space, to teach people all about it. And it's something that I really enjoy doing. Thanks for watching my little intro video and for me taking your time, because your time is the most precious thing. I look forward to maybe meeting you on my workshops or in my consulting or at our events. All I'd leave you with is invest your time into learning about Bitcoin. It's an amazing asset. It's a vehicle to retire early. It's a vehicle to spend more time with your family, doing the things you want to do on your terms, because time is our most precious thing. And that's what I learned when I had my broken back and I realized, oh my God, Dinny. A Ferrari's no good here when you're lying in this hospital bed. Having your health, having your time, that's what it's all about. Guys, thanks for watching. For now, I'll just say, Dinny out!